What's up, everybody? It's Africa G.
Hi, you guys. It's Badbmichelle.
And we are here because I know you guys want the tea. So we're gonna do a mukbang. I've never done this because I be talking too much. I don't even know what I'm gonna eat. Anyways, you guys, aquí tenemos tinga. So if you guys don't know what that is, it's like a Mexican dish. It's super bomb. You eat it with tostadas, cream, queso, and lettuce. Let's start.
I had some people like asking me like, are you all really cousins and from what side?
Yeah. Okay,
so we can start
that's
off from
perfect.
that, yeah.
That's perfect. Look at you guiding this YouTube. She's grown, y'all.
I've been seeing too many YouTubes lately. We are blood cousins. My mom and her dad are siblings. We saw each other grow up. We were always super close. We literally were there for each other.
Through everything.
Yeah, through everything.
And we're only 3 years apart. I'm the older cousin. So I'm the prima mayor. That's another reason why things happen. We come from like a very close family. Would you rather stop being an influencer or live a normal, peaceful life? Oh, that's a good one. What do you think I'll say?
I feel like you would say, because I feel like you have a healthy balance with like Instagram. Both. So I feel like there isn't like a point where you're kind of like fed up. I feel like you have a healthy balance with this. I feel like you wouldn't mind being like an influencer.
Damn. I don't consider myself one, but I do understand that. I guess the reason I don't consider myself one is because I don't make $1 from Instagram. Not like 1 penny from Instagram. I guess I do it because I like it. Yeah. I think I'm okay being on social media. What about you? Because you're way more private.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it just depends on like how you represent yourself on Instagram. Like if you show your whole business, then I feel like then you're gonna get a lot of opinions and stuff like that. I personally just kind of like use it to motivate and show my fitness journey and to empower other women. I'm not doing it to kind of like chismear or like to show off or anything like that. So I wouldn't consider myself an influencer in that sense. I just do it to kind of just empower more women, and I feel like I have a healthy balance. So I'm okay with having like an audience, or like just people that watch you and support you.
If you could go back in time and change something about your past, what would it be?
I feel like it's kind of hard.
That is.
Honestly, I feel like if there was something that I would regret, would want to go back, it would come up to my head already. I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I feel like sometimes things have happened to me and I'm like, oh my gosh, like why is this happening to me? But I feel like it always goes to something better, or it just routes me to where I'm supposed to go. So I'm not mad with everything that's happened. I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I would let it be.
Yeah. If I could be in this very moment and nothing changed and still go back and change something, I would change something. I think what I would change is the start of my business. I think I would have done things a little more different with Rare Fit and my business, because it's like starting a business is so much work and it's so hard, and I was so young in a male dominant industry, and it's just like a lot of work. Baby, you're popping up in my video. And she's muscling.
No, it's because
I wish I would have like gone about it differently. One day I'll get into that, but it's just been so hard to run, and I wish I could sit here and be fake. Well, no, I don't wish that. I could sit here and be fake and tell you guys it's so great. Being a CEO is the best thing. Like, you should strive for that. But the only thing that's held me continuing Rare Fit is the passion that I have for fashion. But I think that it is extremely difficult to run a company, to run so many employees. And then on top of that, if I were to ever be like, all right, this isn't working out. So much money has gone into the brand. There's so much passion in there. And now I have like a whole army, like, people that like Rare Fit feeds. And so there's been times where I'm like, dude, this is like so much work, so stressful. But sometimes I feel like I'm about to hit my breakthrough. Like it's about to and I just get so discouraged sometimes. And sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like our last launch that we had was one of the best ones in all of 2023. And that gave me a boost of confidence. I'm like, oh my gosh, people and then there's like, it's just like such a roller coaster of emotions. It's just crazy. I wish, I wouldn't change what I do. I just wish the industry was different. So that's what came into my mind. So How's our relationship after our fallout that we had?
I feel like it's not the same how it was before, but it is not like anything less. I feel like we're
oh really?
I feel like because of the fact that we're kind of learning each other's boundaries, and I feel like as you grow older, you start setting up those boundaries and saying like, okay, this is what, you know, triggers me, this is what doesn't trigger me. And you know, I feel like we are creating a new relationship that is better, and you know, more better for, you know, our boundaries, and not more respect. I feel like it's more respect, more love, and more understanding with one another too.
It's so crazy when you ask that, because you're gonna get two different answers. Like, you're saying it's not the same, and I think it's better than it's been. But the reason I think that is because I have no regrets in regards to how everything happened, because even though maybe I could have done things better, maybe some things were handled immaturely, I still said how I felt. But I think that the reason why it's even better than before is because like me and Michelle were like best friends as like children. Like, we were traviesas, nos llamaban las diablitas, because we would just do everything together. But then when I hit my teenage years, like, some family stuff happened where Michelle wasn't really allowed to hang out with me.
Yeah.
Not by her choice though.
I would cry, actually. I would cry because I would want to be with her and like spend time with her, but
like, and it was to the point where like I would be like, can you sleep over my house? And I'd have to ask her parents, and then they'd be like, no. And then I'd be like, my cousin Alexis would be like, you want to bet that she'll be able to sleep with me? And then, remember that?
Dude, I remember that.
And then Alexis would go ask me, be like, can she sleep over my house? And they'd be like, yeah, of course. So there was always like that, like, I felt like that barrier where like we were like kind of forced. Which I don't blame. I was like a really crazy child. Like, Michelle and her family were very into church. I had just like, you know, gone through the whole system of like not being with my mom, not being with my dad. I was with my grandma and my tia. I was just doing a lot of things I wasn't supposed to. So I get it. They were just trying to protect her. It wasn't nothing against like me personally. They were just trying to protect their princess. For all those years, like, I was just like looked at as a bad child. And so like I never got to fully get close to you again. And then we were getting super close again. But then we had that big fallout that was really big. And that changed things. And I will say, for a year, it was really bad. But then after that, I feel like now we're in a space where we're both just so grown. We communicate how we feel. We know each other's boundaries. So for me, I think it's like better than it was before. But that's just my perspective.
No, I agree with you. I just feel like it's different. We didn't have those boundaries, but now we do, and I feel like that's why it's different, but it's better because we are communicating better and just have that better understanding. And I feel like we're able to relate on certain stuff even more now, because I feel like we're a lot grown. Oh yeah.
I think when she got married, it changed a lot of things. When did you get married?
I got married last year in June.
So it's gonna be so like a year after that, I think it's when I'm like wasting my mind. How do you get yourself out of a bad mental state?
That's a good one. Answer that question. I feel like especially since I kind of went through that as well growing up, I just feel like I went through a lot of trauma, and I feel like sometimes our trauma is what gets us in that like headspace. One thing that helped me so much was, one, going to church and learning about God and knowing that I'm not alone and that there's someone above us that is taking care of us, and that is actually our Father. And then two, going to therapy helped me so much. And honestly, I gotta thank my cousin for that, because she was the one that got that for my birthday. And
honestly,
it was actually it was hypnotherapy that I did. Remember, it was hypnotherapy. For me, it was really hard to remember my past. I just couldn't remember, and I knew it was because of a trigger, and I wanted to know for like just like my own sanity. And going to that really helped me, because it helped me remember certain situations. I wasn't able to remember everything, but I was able to remember like a huge part of my childhood, and I was able to confront it and come at peace with it and understand that, you know, that did happen to me, but I'm no longer in that situation. So I shouldn't feel, you know, sad anymore. Like, I'm resilient. I passed that, And you just gotta think like that. If you keep kind of seeing yourself as a victim, you're gonna stay as a victim. So definitely change your mindset on that.
I love that. I'm very action based, so on top of everything she said, because I think those were like super big pointers, the biggest one being like the two biggest ones being God and therapy. On top of what she said, a lot of things that helped me that were a little more simpler, right, would be listening to positive podcasts and YouTube videos. So before I was in my podcast era, I was in my YouTube era. So I would literally search up motivational YouTube videos and just let that, like, I would put my earphones and I would put it full blast and I would just listen to these crazy, beautiful, motivational, like, videos. And it did something to me to where it made me feel like, oh my gosh, there's hope. Even if it's for that 30 minutes while I'm watching that, it changes your chemistry in your body and it really helps. So that's one thing, right? The second thing I would like say is some type of form of activity. And this I learned from my therapist. If you're dealing with anxiety, which is usually correlated with depression, the best way to physically get rid of it is running. Running, but like intense running. I'm not talking about in a treadmill. I'm talking about like going up a hill and going down, or like running super fast in sprint intervals. That's something that a doctor once recommended to me. He was like, do you want to get rid of your anxiety like in that very moment? Start running. Of course, make sure it's safe. Please don't just run in the middle of the street. But like find a safe place.
And then they just started running.
Like imagine they're like, oh. No, please make sure it's safe. Please be cautious. But running actually really helps like this. So yeah, so that's the two suggestions I would say. Someone say, did she try to take Anthony's business idea?
I did.
No. Anthony is the type of person that he wants to put everyone on. And if anything, he was like telling her, you should do this, you should do that. Till this day, he'll be like, hey Michelle, you should try this. You should, like, and he's just like a big brother.
No, yeah, honestly, you guys, like Anthony is such a huge mentor to me. He literally mentored me while I was living with Africa and him. Like both of them mentored me so much, and I'm honestly so thankful for the opportunity that I had to live with them, because I was able to learn a lot, not only about like obviously fitness, but just overall life skills that I wasn't aware of due to like my environment and like the people that I was around. So I was super thankful for that, and that's why I was so passionate about that I chose to also get into the fitness industry and get licensed and start training other girls as well, because I was just so passionate about it. I saw how much it changed my life. It literally changed my life so much. So I just wanted to help other women as well be able to do that as well.
Have you always been confident? I struggle with it. Okay. I feel like I've always been confident.
Oh, really? I love that for you.
No, so the thing is this. It's weird. I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain it right. But like everyone, I think I was always good at faking it. But there was times, like if I just like, I was like 89 pounds, girl. And I really thought I was the baddest bitch in the room.
No, one thing about Africa, dude, I love Africa so much because she was literally very petite. But she didn't let that bring her down at all. And I just love that for her. After she like got married with Anthony and saw videos behind, she was like, oh my gosh, why didn't anybody tell me?
I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me I was non-existent? I honestly think that I've always been so confident. I don't know where I get that from. But like I was also insecure. Like I was insecure about how skinny I was. But then I'm at the club and I had a lot of motherfucking game. And like I just, whoever I wanted, I got. And like, I don't know, I got a lot of attention. So I don't think it ever stopped me from, I don't know, it's weird. Because I look at videos and I'm like, what did Anthony see in my skinny toothpick ass? Like, I'm being serious. I'm like, what did he see in me? I was like...
It's your personality, honestly. I feel like,
maybe,
like,
yeah.
es bella. Like, the one that's pretty is pretty, you know? And Africa has always been so pretty, and her personality makes her even more pretty. So I feel like that all was what Anthony... You guys, if you guys only were there when Anthony was all over Africa.
It really doesn't matter on how you look on the outside. It's really what you carry within. And I felt like I was just confident for I don't know what reason, but I was very insecure about a lot of things. I was insecure about like my weight. I feel like when you just carry confidence and you learn that and you fake it till you make it, it makes people believe that you're so confident. And truthfully, I wasn't always so confident. Pero I knew it wasn't gonna stop me. You know what I mean? Like, what about you?
I feel like for me, confidence was something that I kind of struggled more once I got older. Because when I was a child, I didn't care about like how I looked. I was like a tomboy, you guys.
She was such a cute, but she was gorgeous. She's always been super naturally pretty. Her hair's always been gorgeous and curly. And
so when I was younger, I didn't care about how I looked. But once I think I got into high school, that's when I was like, oh, like I was trying to like have a little boyfriend already. I was trying to look better, and I feel like what helped me was just kind of like doing self-care. And also whenever I left my house, I just made sure to like do my hair, and you know, I didn't wear that much makeup, but I would put on like mascara and blush. And then I started working out, and that helped me so much, and that boosted up my confidence so much because I was able to work on my body. If I didn't like certain stuff, I would work on it. So I definitely feel like if you're not feeling confident about yourself, you should definitely try doing stuff like that, getting into fitness, eating better, doing you know, self-care on yourself so that you can feel better about yourself.
when are the babies coming? When are the babies coming?
I forget you're older. You're 3 years older than me.
Yeah, but I told Michelle I don't want our little cousins to grow apart. So
yeah, they're not definitely.
Yeah.
I would say, well, I'm gonna turn 25 this year already, you guys. That's kind of shocking for me to say because I feel like it's the middle of, you know, your 20s. But I think maybe in 2 years, I think I would be ready to start having a family. I mean, if it happens sooner, I'm okay with that. But I would want ideally to be in 2 years. So once I'm 27. Yeah. What about you, my friend?
around the same time. As soon as Michelle tells me she's pregnant, I'll get pregnant.
Girl, you gotta get pregnant before, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta start working. No, if you would, I'll be like, okay,
No, if you would, I would. If you would, I would. Have we ever felt like we've been in competition with each other?
I don't feel like that.
Absolutely not.
Like that.
I've never been like.
If anything, I feel like we try to like put each one of us on or kind of help each other.
100%.
Yeah, like during my weight gain series, she was helping me. I was trying to help her, but she had like some health issues that was kind of like not allowing her to gain weight as she would want. But we were always there for each other. So I don't think so. I know that there's so many people that have that kind of in their cousins or in their family, but our family is mostly women.
Like that,
So we were kind of raised to be like
each other's supporters.
Yeah, and be compassionate, understanding with one another, and hear each other out.
Yeah, no one in our family is competitive. They're competitive in sport.
Yeah, in sports,
but in life, it's never been a competition. Like it's never felt like it with the woman in our life. It's never been that. It's just not like natural in us. Like it's not something that we were ever raised to be. Like I'm telling you guys, we have like women empowerment brunches with our families. What keeps a relationship healthy?
I would say communication is what really makes a relationship healthy. Like letting each other know, you know, what triggers you, what you would like. Just speaking your mind. I feel like sometimes that's something that a lot of people need to do. Even if you're just friends or family, it's still very important for you to kind of speak on your boundaries or just communicate, because then you don't know if someone is going to step on your boundaries or if they're aware of your boundaries. So I feel like communication is just overall key to having a healthy relationship.
I think for me it's God. Ever since we started going to church, my relationship just went like to the moon. If I could rate my marriage, I think I have a very healthy relationship. I think I have a very healthy marriage. We grew up in a family where we didn't see that at all. We never, ever, ever saw health. Oh, I guess my grandma, my grandpa.
Yeah,
but that was her second marriage. That was his second marriage. But all of the marriages in our family ended up in divorce, except the new generation. Yeah, which is like Nayeli and who's like a cousin. Yeah, and Angie. So I think we're breaking chains.
Yeah, we are. You guys.
You know, we got this.
We got this.
No questions, just so proud of both of you and your journey. Been cheering for y'all since 2020.
Aww,
thank you.
I love you.
And that's oh no, I was gonna say, and that's Dream Big, mija.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh. Los chismes. Someone said, why are you not friends with Stephanie? That's still my friend. We're just, I just been busy and she's been busy and we've been busy.
Chismositas.
I know, for real. They want all the. Why did Michelle go to another brand before going back to One Soul? Was there beef? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I could. So the reason why I went to a different brand.
It was kind of like, oh.
But okay, you guys, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys and honest. So I'm currently undocumented, so I don't have like a work permit to work here in California. I did do the DREAM Act, but due to Donald Trump coming into presidency, my application is actually currently still on pause. So I was kind of at a point where I was just trying to provide for myself, especially since I was about to move into a new apartment. I needed more sources of income, and living in LA is not cheap, you guys. So EHP Labs kind of reached out to me. It's this supplement brand, letting me know that they wanted to work with me, and they were offering me a pretty good amount. And this was before One Soul even launched. And I had told Africa and Anthony, like, oh, you guys, this brand reached out to me, and then they told me, like, oh, we're gonna launch ours soon, like in about a year. And I was like,
it was like 3 months. June, July, August, September, October. 4 months after.
Before they were about to launch, and I had kind of like brought it to their awareness, and I was like hoping for them to kind of like match the price, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So I kind of just decided to go with EHP Labs due to my like financial status at the point. I couldn't like be at a point where I wasn't earning any less. I had to pay my bills, so I was kind of like at a point where I was kind of cornered and I had no other option. But if it was different, I would have always been with One Soul. And I eventually did transfer to One Soul, not only because I wanted to, you know, support my family, but also I genuinely really do love One Soul supplements. Not only are they plant-based, but they taste so amazing. They've always made me feel so good.
She wouldn't even drink the EHP Lab ones because she didn't like them.
Yeah, I wouldn't really drink.
I think like it's important to note that like One Soul was barely even starting, so like our investment into One Soul initially, like we couldn't offer her what she wanted because we just didn't have, like, we were just starting, like she said, we hadn't even just started. We were like planning on launching, and because, you know, she had done Anthony's weight gain and stuff, we didn't want her going with another company. But I do think that the situation that like we were in also didn't help in her feeling like there was an attachment now with us. But I will say, I think I was hurt by that decision, but I was like, I got it. Like I understood. Like I understood once I talked to you, you know? How do we feel about the Daisy Marquez situation?
About her like saying about the sickle cell, right?
Should I go first? Or
Yeah, you can go.
Oh, you're like ready, like you were ready to
No, I was
talk.
kind of like.
You're like, should I? I'll go first. I will say that I think, and this is me being honest, like, y'all want me to be honest or y'all want me to fake shit?
They want you to keep it real.
I think that, let's be fucking honest. Everybody has lied about one thing. I understand that what she had lied about was more serious, right? We understand that. However, everyone in life has fucked up big, okay? Like, everyone. I've ended up in jail. I fucked up big in life. You fucked up big in life. You guys watching, you guys on TikTok, we've all fucked up big in life. However, there's never been documentation of that unless you're recording on a screen. And that changes everything. Let me tell you why. Because if you guys, your darkest, deepest secret that you guys regret, that you guys will go to the grave for without no one knowing, hers came up and about. And I understand the frustration of everyone talking about, well, sickle cell is not something to lie about. Sickle cell is not something that you casually just throw out. But you guys have said, I've seen the comments because it went viral all over social media. You guys yourself have said she should have done more research about it before she lied. So that means she didn't know how serious it was in the first place. Yeah. And it's coming from you guys. Have said yourself said she should have done her research about it but she didn't know, so it wasn't intentional, you know? She could have said she had a, you know, she could have said many things. And I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying that that was a smart move. I'm not saying that she didn't fuck up. What I'm saying is that we've all fucked up. And hers, I'm sure if she would have known to the extent of that, like, let's be forgiving and let's give grace. She fucked up, yes, but I think that people should not try to tear someone else down. Sure, she's had, or I hope she's had enough people around her, her support system, to tell her where she was wrong. However, I don't think it's our job to go and bully someone on the internet for their mistake. I think that's so sad, to put someone down. That's my take.
Yeah.
It was her. I do like giving back, like, you know, to that foundation. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah, that's a good one.
If she gave back to maybe that foundation, she could maybe reverse some of the effects. Because I think the only people that should be affected of this is the people that directly deal with that, or someone that they know that deal with that. But if she gave back, maybe it's like a reverse effect, right? But yeah, we're not God to judge, you guys. And someone said, what are natural ways to prevent pregnancy? I've been on birth control for 10 years. We just had this conversation and we were cracking up about it. Okay, let me tell y'all, I have not been on birth control since I was 17. I have not been on birth control since I was 17. And the reason is because, no, maybe I don't want to say it.
I know.
Because it don't work. No, I'm just kidding. There's a lot of I just don't believe in putting our bodies through that. Like, us naturally having a period and our hormones are so important for our health that, like, you should not be on birth control for that, like, a long period of time. We just track. I download the flow chart. We track, well, I track it from my, you know, and if I'm ovulating, I'm like, wrap it up. No, I'm just kidding, no. Pull-out game is strong. And I just think that it's just like the best form of birth control. I trust my partner and he trusts me, and we know that whenever there's a conversation about having a kid, it's something that we will decide together. It's not like one-ended, you know, so... And since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to create one. So no, for real, like, I just feel like pull-out game is strong, but I trust my partner. We have a very good, healthy relationship. I think any man can really just... Have you ever had a threesome? Don't be lying. God is watching. God is watching.
No, you guys, I've never had a threesome.
I was about to be like, bitch, you didn't
I was
tell
trying
me.
to maybe like have a little sensible. But I've never had a threesome. I don't plan on having one. I think they're too messy. I wouldn't be able to handle that. That's too much for me. I'm a Cancer. I'm sensitive. Don't put me through that.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna be... One thing about me is that y'all don't ever have to worry. I'm gonna keep it real. I used to be fucking around and being like, when my friends would ask me, like, yeah, I'd be down. Yeah, I mean, why not? It's never happened, and it will never happen. Because I remember once, for my friend's birthday, she wanted to go to the strip club. It was Anthony's first time ever stepping into a strip club, and we got in a fight because he didn't want to go. Look how good of a man my man is. He was all like, those are just not places like I should be. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's not a choice. It's one of my close friends. So we went with Michelle and Edwin and our group of friends at the time, and one of my best friends too. And they were like, oh, come on, let's go. And I was all like, all the guys were trying to convince Anthony, and Anthony was all like, no. And I feel really bad about this. Like, I'm not proud of this. But I was all like, no, let's go. Like, why are you being fucked up? Like, and then he's like, because I just don't want to go. I want to sleep early. I got to go to the gym tomorrow. And I'm like, but it's our friend's birthday. Let's go to the strip club for a little bit. Point is, we got in a fight, and he was like, fine, we'll go. First and last time Anthony ever stepped in the strip club, it was Anaheim Strip Club. If you were there, you know this. Everyone started going up to him. All the strippers started going up to Anthony. When I tell you guys that the moment a girl went and shook some ass by Anthony, I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no.
Bad deal.
I felt mad deal. I felt very uncomfortable. And Anthony was more uncomfortable than me. This is I think I've told you the story,
Yeah,
you know?
you told me.
This is $1. You know how you throw it like, you know, you not like that. You throw the money and it goes. Anthony didn't know what to do. So this is Anthony. These are the dollar bills. And Anthony was all like,
he was all looking at her like
like he felt uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable. I was like, this is not the place.
like, girls, you don't.
No, I understood what I did,
Yeah.
but I'm very dumb. Like, that was very dumb of me to like, I just didn't know I was gonna have that reaction.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was gonna feel that way. I've never been the jealous type, and she'll tell you this.
She
Like,
has never been the jealous type.
I've never ever, and I've said this many times, and all my friends like will tell you, I've never been the jealous type. However, I think there's boundaries. It's not about being the jealous type. However, I don't think it's respectful, and I should have known this. Like, what did I expect going to a strip club? That we were gonna eat ice cream and go like, what do we think? But I realized that that's not a place for me. He was uncomfortable. We never went back. I never went back. We had a conversation about it, and now the reason I say like God is like truly like the at our core of our marriage is because ever since we started going to church, that's just not a place that you should be if you're married. So I've never had a threesome. I would never have a threesome. I would never encourage a threesome. I would never think of one. And it's in the Bible, it's a sin. It's like you should not be playing with fire because it's not respectful in the marriage. And I think Anthony is an amazing husband for in the first place never wanting to even go. Craziest memory y'all have?
The craziest memory.
Oh my gosh, a music video. Okay, say it.
I was gonna say that one of the craziest memories. So how Africa touched base on like how I was raised in church. My family was very overprotective. My siblings are very overprotective over me. They didn't let me go out. If I already had to convince my parents, I also had to convince my older siblings.
And trust me, she already 18.
Yeah, I was already 18 and they still wanted to like tell me what to do, but I get it because I was still living with them. And of course, I always wanted to hang out with Africa because Africa will always come to me with all her tea, telling me about all these adventures, and I would always picture it, want to go with her. And once we convinced my mom to let me sleep over at her house, and we decided to go to LA, and we were part of a music video that did it even come out, or it didn't even come out?
Yeah, I don't even know.
But we were part of a music video. We went all the way to LA.
What was his name? Anton?
A-Town.
A-Town. Do you guys remember A-Town?
Oh my gosh.
A-Town. It was YG's people.
We went, and my cousin like literally like gave me her clothes, gave me a dress.
Dude, I
did my
switched her up. I'm like, you
yeah.
ain't coming out
with
me like that. So I put her on like this pink. It was like a like
it was
this,
still like coverage, but it was really
but it
short.
was a mini skirt. I mean a mini dress, but it was like covered from the neck. Remember? I was like, because if you show from one, you can't show from the other. Me, honey, I'm gonna show out.
Yeah.
And I took her, and then her mom started
FaceTime
blowing us up. So then we had to run out to the car, and this is in the Hollywood Hills. So we're like running down a hill, like hurry up. And then she
with
put
heels,
on a
you guys.
Yeah, and then she put on a sweater, and then we were in the car, and then I'd answer the FaceTime, and then she's like, oh, okay, gas in, and I was like, oh, we're gonna go get some In-N-Out. But well, check this out, y'all. Of course, we're at that music video, and everyone's trying to, talk to us, but I did not let not one person get close to her.
Yeah.
I was all like, back the fuck up. I'm like, nope, you're not doing that. Nope. Like, I was always so overprotective of my cousin. So one thing, and it comes to the question you guys been wanting to know, I have always been extremely overprotective of Michelle. Michelle, her personality, a lot of you guys don't know this about Michelle, or maybe you could see it, but you don't know, is that Michelle, okay, this is a fact. I have not once ever heard Michelle scream at anyone. Like she has never yelled at me. She has never gotten in a fight. She has never yelled at her mother. At least I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think I've yelled at her. I got mad at her, of course, when she wouldn't let me go out, but I wouldn't like.
But her mad is like, pero por qué? Okay, like that. Michelle is just like the sweetest person ever. Like, she doesn't confront you. She's not like, well, bitch. Like, she's not like that. I don't even think I've ever heard her like cuss at anybody.
Yeah, I'm not like that, you guys.
At all. So when she would tell, and I've always known this of her because obviously she's my cousin, when she would tell me, oh my gosh, this girl is like talking bad about me and I'm so scared, I don't know what to do, I'd be like, oh hell no. So I'm 18, because this is in high school. I'm 18, you guys. I'm like in college, first year, just graduated high school. And I would literally message these girls, and I was a different person.
Africa was crazy, you guys.
I was a complete different person. So I would be like, I'm gonna fuck your ass up. I'm gonna go to your school and I'm gonna beat your ass if you ever think about touching my cousin, bullying her, anything like that.
I'm literally getting chills literally talking about this, because you guys, honestly, for me, it was like really hard for me to like speak up, and that kind of ties back to like my trauma, like my voice kind of taken away. And it was like so beautiful to kind of see my cousin know that about me, know that I kind of had a trauma and I kind of like wasn't able to kind of like speak up for myself. And she would always literally back me up. The girls that she would tell, they would literally not even look my way.
I would let it be known. I would record videos and I'd be like, bitch, if you ever touch my fucking and I'd upload it on my public page on Instagram, on Twitter, all social medias, and I'm like, if you guys mess with her, I swear to God, I would go crazy, and I'd be like, who is it? And she wouldn't want to tell me.
I wouldn't tell her.
She wouldn't tell me, so then I would tell my other cousins or my tia, I'm like, who was it? Tell me right now who it was. And I would message them, because one thing about Michelle is that she never talked shit about not a single person. She was like ASB. Yeah. She was like
homecoming princess.
Yeah, she's so like such a pretty girl, pretty soul, not the type. And then there was these girls I thought, just because she's so pretty, just because she's popular in the sense because she was in all the school activities, she was in her sports, she was like, you know, that they want to bully her? Hell no. She might not be ghetto like me, but guess what? Square up, bitch, because I don't play about mine. And I've always been like that with all my cousins. So I've always taken it super personal, and then I'd get mad at her when she wouldn't tell me who it was. I'd be like, tell me, what do you want? Like, you want these girls to beat you up? No, we're gonna shut this shit down right now. But that kind of got a little, like, I didn't know my boundaries, because that kind of leads to the question you guys have been asking. What is the reason why me and Michelle stopped talking? Ooh, I'm getting chills. So this is what happened.